if you put together Kung Fu Panda, Kill Bill, Mulan, Lone Wolf and Cub, and that Disney did not give a rat's ass, you will have Blue Eye Samurai with a Rotten Tomato score of 100 by the critics and 96% by the audience.
Damn.
And boy, do I tell you, this is well deserved.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm Adan.
where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert, I saw this twice. I saw this once in preparation for the review. Then I wanted to see it again with Kim, my girlfriend, for she can watch it. And she got hooked as well. Now,
Yes.
on our review on Onimusha, which I saw twice, and I had a great time watching it,
Mhm.
and you told me that this is better than Onimusha, I was like, nah.
You took it with a
And
grain
then-
of salt. I remember
Right.
I could visually see you say like, I don't know.
And from the moment that the credits came up, I was hooked. This is such a beautiful film or series that it took me back. Now, before we get into our likes and faux pas, just go real quick. Writing credits. You have here 3 people. You have Michael Green, Amber Noazumi, and Yana Bill. Directed, you have 7 directors throughout an 8-episode series or season.
Mhm.
And I hope there's another season.
I pray there is.
The way they let off is it should be another season.
I mean, Netflix is notorious for starting a good show and not
Correct.
necessarily continuing it.
No, that's true. You have 7 directors
Mhm.
for the series: Earl A. Hibbert, Ryan O'Laughlin, Jane Wu, Michael Green, Sonny Sun, Alan Taylor, and Alan Wan. The cast. Now, what's great about this, I love this, just like we've seen in other shows where in Trece, where it was like a Filipino story and they had Filipino actors.
Yeah.
And I love that. We have here playing the title role of Mizu, Maya Erkson. Now, granted, the last name is not Japanese, but she is Asian. George Takai.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that fact. Say she's not not Japanese, but she's Asian.
Well, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say I know if she's Japanese or not. I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah.
Okay. But not everyone in here are Japanese. You have some Chinese actors. You have some Filipino actors in here.
Mhm.
They're Asian, but they're not necessarily Japanese.
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, Masi Oka, he was Ringo. He was the Kung Fu Panda that you were referring to me when I was watching the series. You know where he's from?
Hiro Nakamura.
That's
From
right. He's
Heroes.
from the show Heroes. You have Brenda Song as Kimi. I'm sorry, I know I said George Takai, but he plays Seki.
Mhm.
Taron Barnett, he was Taigen. He's from Gran Turismo, and he is also in the Netflix show of the girl from Mindy Kaling, that growing up show, coming of age show. I can't remember the name. I don't watch it. Randall Park as Heiji Shindo. Kenneth Branagh as Abijah Fowler. Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Yes.
He was the sword maker. And you know who he is.
I definitely do. You know what? I didn't recognize his voice initially.
How could you not?
I don't know why.
Your soul is mine.
Let's
Oh.
Mortal Kombat begin. Yes.
Yes. You have here
Iconic.
Eric Boza. He was also in Tressa. He
Yeah.
played Goro. Patrick Gallagher was Daichi.
So-
Clyde Kusatsu. He was Boss Hamada. Ming-Na Wen was Madam Keiji.
AKA
I
the
don't wanna-
Cavalry.
Yes. And Ken Young was Shogun Ich. He was also in Samurai Rabbit. So we did a review on that.
Yeah, that's right. We did review Samurai Rabbit.
Right.
The forgotten articles.
Yes, and you have here, there's a lot, the list goes on, but you have Mark Dacascos.
Yo, he was in there?
Yes,
Who was he?
he was the samurai Chiaki. He was the one with the broken sword. He was part of the assassin crew.
Oh, seriously?
You cannot tell by his laugh.
No, what? Like sometimes when I'm in the anime, I just zone out about voice acting. I don't look at analyzing. I
Oh,
just
see,
get
to
into the
me,
characters.
I want to know who that voice actor is, and then before I can look it up, I try to get it. And that laugh, it was such a sell.
Oh,
You also have,
that is
I'm sorry.
cool.
yes, Byron Mann. That he played Mikio. Byron Mann was in Wu Warriors.
Okay.
He was also Ryu in the Jean-Claude Van Damme version of Street Fighter.
Okay.
Tamlin Tomita, she is Lady Ito. She played Daniel San's love interest in The Karate Kid 2.
Yeah, that's true.
To me, the cast was great.
Yeah, especially the
And there's it.
main characters all hit home.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I'm just looking at the cast on IMDb, and all Asian. Majority is Japanese. So happy about that. Now, what impressed me about this, even though this is an anime, I could see this be done in live action.
Yeah,
100%.
everything that was done, nothing was. I mean, there was certain moments, but like nothing wasn't overly done that you couldn't duplicate with a little bit of special effects or CGI and live action performance.
Right. Talking about that is when she's fighting the assassins on the
She
cliff.
catches herself on the cliff with one hand.
Exactly. That's like that there. But everything else, I could see like live action version of this, like beat to beat.
Yeah.
And that was like, to me, great.
Maybe here, the final scene with the psychedelic stuff when she's tripping on the pollen from the flowers. Maybe that.
That's not the final scene.
Well, like near, it's like the
you talking about the monkey?
Yeah, that's like the 6th episode, I think.
Yeah, that's around there. That's when she goes into the oh, this is like Game of Death too. That's what it reminds me of.
It is very much like Game of Death. Oh my god.
She's going up there in that scene. And I love because they played it for the preview of this of Metallica's.
No, Enter the Sandman. No, was it?
Oh my, no.
It was Enter the Sandman, wasn't it?
A few moments later.
When I saw the trailer for it and I had that song, it was great. And they brought it back for the series. Because, like sometimes they'll play music, but they won't play it in the show or movie.
Which always bothered me.
And they did it here, and it fit perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It fit perfectly.
We're going to have to break this down a little bit.
Real quick, for those who have not seen it, and it says like that, it's a girl bent on revenge. She is going after, and it's based on real events in a sense of Japan closed its doors on Westerners because of what was going on. They were being taken advantage of, and they were trying to, and the Westerners were trying to push their ideology on Japan. And Japan says, screw that, get out. But for gaijin, or non-Japanese, or white devils, if you will, remained. And Kenneth Branagh, character Fowler, and I thought he was amazing. I never really seen Kenneth Branagh play a bad guy. He's done it before, yes, but man, he fit the part. Now, granted, the way he was built reminded me of another actor, big British heavyset actor. He was in several films. He did a couple films with Colin Farrell. His name escapes me right now, but whew.
I was gonna say when I first saw the character of Fowler, because when they introduced the character of Fowler, he was in the shadows talking, and the way his voice came in, and he was like giving the advice to his benefactor.
Randall Park's character?
Yeah, his benefactor. For some reason, I thought of the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Travel Back in Time. The villain, Walker, he's a foreigner in the land, influencing, trying to start a coup with the Shogun and all that jazz. Right. But then that changed drastically as Fowler continued on from like, he's just a character like they're doing, to where you see him torturing others, where he's using the sword, and when his actual tone and dialogue, I'm like, this guy is scary. Fowler is scary.
Brendan Gleeson.
You found who you wanted to find.
Yes. Yes, he was in 28 Days Later. He's been in The Bruges.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Right? So you can see that. I can see like the body type, the stature like that. You can see that. But Kenneth Branagh knocked it out of the park. Regardless, visually, that voice acting was amazing.
Absolutely.
There are so many great points here. So many good moments. It's really hard for me to lock it down. I mean, granted, one of my favorites is when she goes towards the tower.
Game of Death.
The Game of Death with the Metallica song playing. Yes. But for me, the favorite character was Ringo.
And I called it too. And when you were watching the show, you messaged me and I'm like, "Did you get to the Kung Fu Panda yet?" And you're like, it took you a second to recognize, and you figured it out. It was Ringo.
Well, yeah, because when you said that, I was thinking like a Kung Fu Panda moment,
Yeah,
not a Kung Fu Panda character type, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I was trying to look. I was like, minute, because he shows up relatively
early,
5 minutes of the show,
mm-hmm.
of the first episode.
But he is a great character.
Oh, he's an awesome character.
He's the heart of the show, honestly. Like, he's the innocence. No, yes.
Kind of like in the Marvels, Kamala
Khan. Yeah, he idolizes the hero, would-be hero, and but and his innocence is brought into a world of like extreme violence, and sees that it's not all, you know, black or white. It's gray.
He saw her as a samurai, even though she never really saw herself as a samurai. But talking to her and so that, you know, made her see she is more than a tool of revenge, or she could be of what he sees in her. So yes, he is the heart of the story. I also love the swordman. The swordmaker was awesome. The voice, and you know, you had the concept of Zatoichi, the blind swordsman, but he's the sword maker here. So you see that Easter egg or honor of that genre or that character. That could be Zatoichi. That could be him later on in life, that he gave up the life of fighting, even though he was a masseur as well.
Yeah.
But he just gave it up and just started making swords. But we saw that also in Kill Bill, where that guy, Hatari Hanzo, makes the swords just to practice. Those are my favorite two characters, Sword Master and Ringo. And Fowler. I mean, those three to me. Now, Mizu, she was awesome. Her disguise was awesome. I love the scarf.
I mean, I figured her out as a girl right away. As a female.
I kind of knew it with the voice, and then it wasn't hard.
Her outfit still was dope.
No, but the thing is the scarf.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think she wore the scarf?
Cover her neck.
Why?
So then you can't tell the difference.
Yes, the Adam's apple. Exactly. I was like, it's minor, but so damn important to keep that disguise of a male, to be the Batman of Bruce Wayne, or the Bruce Wayne of Batman in that aspect, or Clark Kent to Superman. And I just thought that little detail was amazing. I thought it was so smart. I mean, I don't think you saw that in Mulan. I think her neck was totally, they brought it to her attention, but
no, if anything, it was like she wrapped her chest, and then she would wear the scarf, cover her neck, and then of course there was the hat and the glasses. Essentially, that was all she needed. But
the glasses was there just to cover her color of her eyes,
which I felt like it didn't do a great job, because everybody could tell fairly quick.
Well, because the glasses either fell a little lower or so like that. And, you know, that's part of history too, or Japanese history, where a mixed breed was considered impure.
Absolutely.
And I just love that concept, and how her and sword making is so similar, because for a sword to be it can't be 100% pure.
It has to have some impurities.
Correct. And so I just love that aspect.
And I feel like that was like the swords maker. You could tell there was times where he kind of knew more than what was displayed to him. And even though he's blind, and like the fact that he's telling her these things is so that she can learn to live with those things herself.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is,
it's like the old wise man kind of thing.
Well, he said it so many times without actually saying it.
Yeah. He
knew she was there when she stayed the night the first time, and he just knew who she was. But that didn't matter to him. It didn't matter to him. You know,
he was essentially her father.
Oh, yes. Do you have a favorite moment or character? I mean, I said mine was actually the three. It's the top three.
I agree. Ringo and Fowler, two great characters. Seki was the one that would accompany Akemi, right?
Akemi? Yes, that was her. That was her foster father.
I kind of like Seki, like the foster father, the old man. Because he
dies at the end.
He dies, but at the same time, he was like trying to do what's best for her, even though she was against it. And he's like, I was always there to put you in a position. Even though you didn't think you like it or anything, I was always putting you in a position that would be better for you.
Right. And okay.
When push came to shove, he chose her over everything else, like no matter what, to protect her.
Like a father would.
Like a father would. And that's why I just like him, you know?
Oh, you do like him?
Yeah. I'm saying I kind of like Seki.
I thought you were saying you don't like him. Okay.
Oh, no.
I was getting confused. Okay.
Like,
I was like,
yes, I like
crap.
her. I like her actual father, the one who's a horrible, horrible man.
Oh God, no! All right, okay. I was getting confused. That's why I was like, huh?
Yes.
He was a great character too.
He is again, a good character. They had a lot of good characters.
No, exactly. Like you have the archetype, you have the Mizu, the main hero, but like so many other things that we reviewed, it's not about that hero. It's everyone else.
Yeah,
surrounding that compass. The hero
builds the character. Even Shindo, Randall Park's character. He's the one that lost a hand, right?
And his life.
Yes, and his life. He was a good character too. He was an interesting character in a lot of ways.
What about Taigen? Taigen was awesome too.
Yes.
The brass, arrogant samurai that finds, again, not purpose. Well, he finds out what's more meaningful.
He was an idiot at times though.
Oh yeah. I mean, is he gay now because he thinks that Mizu? Now, okay, that's a faux pas for me. The name Mizu, it means water. In Japanese translation, no, it's just water.
Yeah.
Mizu is water. Okay. That's a very common female name.
Oh, whoa. Bro, you're going to have to take it back on this one. So babynames.com says Mizu, name meaning. The name Mizu is primarily a male name of Japanese origin that means water.
Holy shit. Okay. I stand corrected. To me, it sounds like a more of a feminine name, but there you go. But I was right about the water part.
Yeah,
I was right about the water part
there. So I guess it can be used either way, but I mean, for the most part, it's more popular with males.
All right. Well, yeah, I stand corrected and
deflated.
Yes. So, what about faux pas for you?
The music is great. For some reason, Game of Death scene when she's fighting all the soldiers at the very, very beginning, the surfer music that came on didn't quite mix with me. I'm nitpicking at this moment.
Which one? The one? Hold up. I'm sorry.
Where she
the one she's using the spear? That one at the brothel?
No,
that was a great scene too.
No, that was a good scene. I'm talking about the one where she's like, where she has to jump across the pit trap door and get to the kitchen, and there's all those soldiers.
Okay. Yes.
For some reason, the music didn't set right with me, but it's. The fighting overshadowed that. They felt comfortable with all the nudity and all the
violence.
The violence is not safe for work, and I wanted to watch it at work because I was hooked. I didn't want downtimes. I'm nitpicking that because it just meant there was less view time I had.
So your nitpick is
less jiggly bits.
That's what she said.
There wasn't that many jiggly bits. They're very, very. And no guy was erect and there was no show of penetration, but there was nudity, yes. And the violence was gratuitous at times.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it that. But yes, you cannot be safe if you're watching. If you never watched an episode, you don't know when that's going to happen.
Yes. So, I suggested it to a friend at my job, and he messaged me almost 30 minutes later. He goes, "Bro, I can't watch this here." I'm like, I didn't tell you to watch it here.
Well, because he saw it was anime. So yes, for those who are listening, those who are watching, do not let your kids watch.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
This is not meant for kids. This is a very adult theme. Who would like this out of our family? I think Dad would probably get into it, even though it's anime.
Dad and
he's not an anime.
Even Mom might get into it just for the setting alone.
Right. Okay. I think Dennis would, because he's very into the martial arts and Japanese culture.
Dennis would. Eric,
he wouldn't because it's anime.
Absolutely.
And same
Dennis
thing with Butch.
Would be more into it. Absolutely.
Right. Butch, our godfather, he would like it if it was live action because he loves seeing women kick ass. But an anime version, I don't think so.
No, he enjoys what he enjoys.
No, yeah, I get it. But but if it was live action, he'd be all for it.
Oh, by the way, I just caught a glimpse of it in my eyes. I have IMDb up, and they were talking about like the sword fighting techniques on the side. how authentic they are.
What I also love about this, besides the culture and the acting and the music, the action, what have you, is how realistic the fighting was.
This is arguably some of the best techniques I've seen in a long time. Not just
Anime
in
style.
anime or live action.
Well, it's kind of hard to do similar in live action. Is you have more creative freedom with anime.
Actually, there's a like a behind the scenes featurette where that's been I have playing in the background where they're actually showing all the techniques that they did for a lot of those favorite scenes we were just talking about, and they were having stunt doubles do it.
So does someone land on their hand falling from a cliff?
Okay, the one thing,
or jump off and 10 feet off of one handstand to cut. No, they didn't. Okay. No, but I'm saying like to me, one of the best movies or one of the movies that has the best anime action martial art choreography is Street Fighter 2.
Surprisingly,
the motion
yes.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
That has still to this day to me the best martial arts action caught in anime. This is right up there with it with swordplay and with swordplay because you have pretty much everyone has a weapon and there's a sword. Yeah, you have firearms. Oh, there's a fupa right there, a fupa. Just like in Onimusha, where the Alfred, the butler, is rapid firing the same type of guns.
Yeah.
Single shot, where you have to reload.
They're not doing the reload and they're just rapid firing.
No, they're just firing here again. I was like, seriously? Because it takes time.
It does.
I mean, it was cool how Fowler got those guns across overseas, in a sense, pulled them in when they're all different parts to make one gun. But again, you got to load up each one through the barrel to shoot them off. And they're just doing it here, rapid firing many times. I was like, nah.
They had the Gatling gun at one point, didn't they?
But I'm not talking about that.
Okay, no, I'm just thinking.
I'm not talking about it. When he goes in, and when Mizu just comes right at the last moment to save the Shogun, she breaks through.
Yeah.
Right? In that scene, he's shooting off like multiple people with the same gun, firearm, without reloading.
True.
But the action here, yes, the martial arts in this is pretty much second to none.
Top tier.
Bravo. So again, Rotten Tomato score, 100% by the critics, and you have here 96% by the audience, and I'm up there with them. It is worth a watch. It is worth...
Oh, wait, you didn't give a faux pas for your side.
I don't have one.
Okay. But favorite fight scene?
That's so hard. I don't really have one either. There's several of them. The meeting with her and the
other swordsman,
the school. The school,
the kendo six.
Yes, that was great. The breaking of the bones, the when she makes her sword into a spear, Nakagata, against those guys at the brothel. Was great. The fight at the Game of Death Tower, which was great. Again at the end of the final episode. All that's, everything was great. You get involved or engulfed in the Japanese culture of that time in the sense like you're learning stuff. Of course, yes, this is not history accurate in the sense of the characters, but you get a little more sense of what it was like back then, especially in that hierarchy where, if you get married, they paint your teeth black permanently.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was true of why. I was like, why did they do that? I was like, because of marriage. If I want to dig deep in that faux is that when she catch herself, and she doesn't die. Like Rinko said, she doesn't know how to. But the thing is like the what she went through and all the blood loss and stabs and gunshots, you're like, holy crap. She's like, she's a beast incarnated, with a focus like no other.
She becomes like what they describe her as, a demon of wrath.
Right. But with her fighting the four assassins and she catches herself, the four fangs, that's it. When she catches herself on that cliff, even though is a callback to her meditation training, I can overlook it. There is no really full pause for me here.
This is
okay. I do. The arrows being shot. and able to follow them in that cliff. I was like, come on, guys. They have to be like right on top and like at that cliff shooting down, knowing that they're moving to
Yeah,
that little
that little
cavern.
cavern that they were in was probably the safest place they could have been to avoid those
Right.
arrows.
And they keep coming down. I was like, that doesn't really make sense because those arrows will be hitting and bouncing off or sticking into those walls and not hitting them.
True.
But that's minor.
We're
That's
nitpicking.
minor. Yeah, that's nitpicking. Like I give it a strong 95. What about you?
Oh, this is gonna go the route of our other review we just did. It's 96, maybe 97. This is like top tier show.
Oh yeah. If they don't make a sequel, I'll be highly pissed.
Oh,
Second
absolutely.
season. The thing is, like, he is one of 4 Fowler. He is one of 4.
She already killed one prior to him. They showed it. It was like he had purple eyes.
Flashback.
Yeah, it was a flashback. She snuck in. He was a drug dealer, and she snuck in and she killed him, and that's why he's alive. He's not dead. Fowler's still alive.
Well, I know he's a prisoner.
Yeah, so he's still alive, but he's like, I know the magic word that you don't, London. I'm like, oh, she's traveling overseas.
Well, yeah. Well, they show that too. They show that she's on the boat traveling. But so now, okay. So there's
that was that was the one thing I did. I was like, so she's not gonna go back for the sword, that like with the magic metal, because that sword could cut through anything. That was basically vibranium.
Who says she didn't?
Because the swordsman was like, she hasn't returned.
Oh, that's right. She gave him the sword, right?
Or she gave him the ore, and he's like, I'll make you a sword. She's like, I'm only when I'm worthy to wield it. And she's like, I'll come back.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
I was like, girl, you need that sword. I'm like, that sword did a lot of heavy lifting.
No, yeah, and you're right. It's like vibranium. Okay, guys, that is our anime. Is this anime?
I would say it's anime. Yeah.
Yeah. This is our anime review of Blue-Eyed Samurai. Have you seen it? What was your favorite moment? Let us know in the description below as well. Let us know if you would like us to review a movie or show. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adan.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.